Hi, I'm Micheal Do. I'm a curator based on Gadigal land in Sydney, Australia. I'm a writer. I'm the curator of contemporary art at the Sydney Opera House and also the curator of projects at the Auckland Art Fair. There are so many different ways to be a curator, so I never like to fully define them because sometimes you need a bit of grey area in what you do, but primarily it's working with artists to help them realize their ideas, their obsessions. I see art as this process of complication and expansion. Really, it's whatever you can do in service of that. And because curatorial practices, much like artist practices, vary between people, geographies, and times and contexts, I never like to fully define it. There's a beautiful description that an American poet, Ocean Vuong, gives, and it's that the process of writing, which I think is really analogous to what curating is kind of like the story of Noah's Ark, and it's putting everything that's dear on a vessel as the world's being completely obliterated around you, and that's what I think curating is. It's putting everything that's special to you, that's special to the artist, that's relevant, and protecting it and preserving it so it can sail off into the future and have a life of its own. There are so many things that influence me, but at the moment, I think it's literature. You can kind of conjure up your own world. You can imagine the spaces that the characters inhabit in your own way. So in a way, that's kind of analogous to what an exhibition is. It's taking maybe a thought or a provocation from an artist and really expanding on it. Traditionally, I've found art and worked with art in public institutions, whether it's local government, state government, or the non-profit world. And perhaps it's the legacy of the Enlightenment that I think ideas, challenging institutions, and asking questions is really a public good. It's for everyone, no matter where you are in life, age, class, race, whatever. So that's really been my interest, working with artists to ask questions and making sure that it opens itself up to the widest audiences possible. But as I've gotten older, other opportunities have come up to work with Auckland Art Fair, which is, a kind of commercial enterprise within the art world. So as I've aged and as I've, deepened and broadened my career, I've discovered other places where art can happen, and those contexts have been really interesting. I think it's about giving opportunities and asking questions in different places. And each of those places all have different audiences. So that's interesting as well. I absolutely believe that it's not the people who work at the gallery or even the artists who are the most challenging things in a gallery. It's actually the public. Fundamental to what art is a gift of an idea, experience, or a moment. I think personally for me, one of the things I sometimes struggle with in working in this industry is that the work that you do is so close to your heart that sometimes it even becomes who you are. It becomes your world and it envelops you in a way. And while that can be the best type of experience, it can also be a double-edged sword because sometimes, when things don't work out, you're left, wounded in this world that is so singular. So that's my advice, is that really embrace it, but understand that this is also a profession as much as it is a lifestyle, and that sometimes you do need critical distance between your work to be able to, make sure your mental health is right, to make sure your worldviews are right. So love it and it'll love you, but don't love it too much.